spend some time together. Let's spend some time together. Let's spend some time together. Let's spend some time together.
Hi, I'm Marie Kyle. Welcome to Cooking with Marie. Today we are so lucky to have a chef from San Antonio, Rasheen, and she is the chef and the owner of Shiraz Restaurant in San Antonio. So thanks so much for coming up today.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Sure, and I'm so excited. Everything sounds so wonderful. Why don't you give us a quick summary of what's on the menu?
Sure, we're going to do a salad and an entree today. For a salad, we're going to do a warm spinach salad, and we're going to dress it up a little bit with some nuts and fruit just to give it some texture and some nice autumn flavors. And for our main course, we're going to have a shrimp with walnuts and cranberries in a walnut cranberry sauce over a bed of brown rice.
That sounds wonderful. Really, really nice. So I love all the kind of fruity and different textures, nuts and the fruit and the seafood. I think it'll be really, really nice. So I guess we can go ahead and get started. So
this is almost boiling. It's bubbling. You can go ahead and add the rice. Now, once you add your rice, you want to start giving it just a quick little twirl so it doesn't stick. And we are just going to let this...
Isn't it funny how you are inspired to come up with recipes? I mean, I won't name the restaurant, but they have a particular breakfast sandwich that uses maple and bacon in the bread. And anyway, so I was thinking of that. I had to come up with a recipe for butternut squash, and I thought, maple would be good. And I thought, bacon goes really well with maple, and so try it out. It tastes great.
It tastes great.
So, okay.
When people tell me that, oh, I don't cook and I don't know how to cook, I think, everybody knows how to cook because we all know how to eat and we all have our favorite foods. You mix them in different combinations. Sometimes it's wonderful. Sometimes you'll think, oh, I'm never making that again. We all have that experience.
That's how you want it. So, all right.
So every now and then you just want to give this a stir until it goes back to a rapid boil.
Oh, okay. So you keep it boiling the whole time.
It will boil, and then we'll turn it down to a simmer and cover it up and let it cook.
Great. Okay.
One of the great things about brown rices and walnuts, not so much with white rice, because white rice has a tendency to stick more, but with your brown rices and your walnut rices, generally speaking, if you follow the instructions on the package, you get a good result.
Perfect.
I can move this over.
I love that in recipes when they say, buy brown rice, follow instructions on the package.
That's what I say. I also did a cooking class last night in San Antonio, and I have to turn in the recipe ahead of time so they can duplicate it and hand it out to their students. And I didn't do a recipe for rice, and they sent me an email, we need a rice recipe. I said, follow instructions on the box.
That's hilarious.
It's been really good.
Yeah. Buy rice, follow instructions.
Okay, what I'm going to do for the salad now is we're going to dry roast our nuts.
Okay.
For the warm spinach salad, the basic concept is warm spinach. And if you add some nuts and fruits, either fresh fruit or dried fruit to it, you get a different level of flavor. And it always softens that irony flavor that spinach has if you have something nice and sweet with it. You can use citrus, you can use whatever you like. We're going to use raspberries today. And for our nuts, we're going to use almonds and pecans. Now,
that's good to know because I do notice when I eat a straight spinach salad that you do get that kind of strong iron aftertaste.
You almost feel like you have a layer over your teeth. Now also heating spinach a little bit makes that go away. That's why you get it more in raw spinach than in cooked spinach. I always dry roast my own nuts, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of dry roasting nut recipes that call for the oven. We live in Texas. If we don't have to turn on the oven, we shouldn't turn on the oven and heat the house. So what you want to do is you want to take a skillet and heat it up. You're just going to add your nuts to it and keep stirring. You don't want them to burn, you want them to roast.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem for me when I'm roasting nuts is they're very easy to burn.
They are very easy to burn.
If you don't watch it.
But when you roast them, what happens is you release some of the oils and you get such an enhanced flavor out of the nuts. So a little bit goes such a longer way. Would you mind handing me the pecans and almonds? There's pecans. Now the reason I'm not roasting these together is pecans burn a little faster than almonds do. They're oilier. And they tend to roast quicker. Always just use enough nuts to cover the bottom of your pan. You don't want to pile it up high because you want them all to touch the heat. And you just want to constantly move them around, whether you want to stir them or flip them, just give them a good move.
Yeah, and that's a good
heat on medium
way to avoid burning. These stoves, I should tell you, they're a little bit hotter than the.
Okay.
So I usually go down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're good and fine. Okay, the rice is boiling nicely here. I'm just going to give it a stir. I'm going to wait for that water to reduce a bit before I put the lid on the rice. Just let it boil and let the rice grains get nice and soft.
Yeah, I do love toasted nuts.
I'm going to move these.
Okay. That one's
like
hotter.
A bigger flame for the pecans. And just
the other thing is a lot of people use their toaster ovens for toasting nuts. The same reason you don't heat up your big oven. If you have a toaster oven, you can do it in there. But yeah, either way, on the stove or.
The only dangerous thing about toasted nuts is they taste so good you tend to eat more. Just can't stop. So this is going to take a little bit, but with nuts you really don't want to walk away. You're bound to burn them in a matter of seconds. And whenever you are toasting nuts, the minute that it's done, it's hard to judge by a golden color because these are already, they have a nice golden hue to them. But when they start getting dark and when you start smelling the nuts, that aroma will tell you that you're done. And what you want to do at that point is take them out of the heated skillet, because even if you turn it off, they're going to continue roasting and you're likely to burn them. So you just want to transfer them. Here we're getting a little bit of color on the olive. Do you see that? Yes, I definitely see that. Yeah. That is definitely a stronger flame there. Usually the pecans get toasted first. I'm going to go ahead and move the almonds. Now, if you wanted to, just a little, not for the salad, but a little side recipe. Once your almonds are roasted, if you squeeze some fresh lemon or lime on there and a little bit of salt and let all of the juice evaporate, you'll have a really nice snack to serve as an appetizer. It has a very nice tart flavor. These guys are ready.
Oh yeah, you
smell
can.
that?
Oh yum. It's really good.
I can smell the pecan now too.
So how long have you been living in America?
I have been here for about 18 years now. It'll be 18 years next month.
Do you still speak, what's the language?
Farsi.
Farsi?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Wow. I can't believe you kept it up. A lot of people will lose it.
Well, my parents live here.
Oh, okay.
Also.
And they speak
fluent Farsi. Their Farsi is better than their English, of course, so it's easier to speak to them in Farsi.
Okay.
I'm trying to teach my children Farsi. My older son speaks Farsi very well.
Really?
My little one is trying very hard.
Aww.
Very hard. He does not admit that he doesn't speak Farsi. He tells everyone he speaks it. These are almost ready. Can you see the change of color
definitely.
there?
Yeah, a little dark.
And that's good. Too much darker and they do turn bitter really fast. So, put these in a bowl too and let them cool off.
Gorgeous. Oh yeah, those smell great.
We are going to do a raspberry vinaigrette dressing. I'm going to use some raspberry flavored balsamic vinegar.
Great. I love that we're making our homemade dressing because, you can always buy dressings in the store, but sometimes they have a whole lot of things that you don't want.
Right.
So it's just always nice if you make your own, you get to actually see what's going in. And then, adjust it to your own.
Exactly, you can adjust it, and it doesn't have chemicals.
That's the thing, yeah.
That is the best part. Now, if you wanted a recipe for this dressing, because I'm just going to make it as I go, but if you wanted a recipe, the basic measurements are you're going to use 2 tablespoons of the raspberry flavored vinegar, 2 tablespoons of olive oil or walnut oil, any kind of oil that you like on your salad. Recently I've been using a lot of flaxseed oil on my salad. Wow. It has a good flavor and it's good for you, and you just need a little bit. It goes a long way. So 2 tablespoons of vinegar, 2 tablespoons of oil, and about 2 tablespoons of lemon or lime juice.
Okay, so equal proportions.
Equal proportions,
okay.
but it needs a little bit of brown sugar, 1.5 teaspoons, less brown sugar, and then you can pepper it to taste.
Okay, great.
Let's see, we're just gonna...
Do if you want to spoon that.
No, this is good. We'll just pour it up. I always say I'm more of a pinch and a dash type. Don't make me do measurements. So you want to first dissolve your sugar in your vinegar. Actually, any kind of dressing that you make. If your dressing calls for salt, vinegar, and oil, whenever you have oil in your dressing, you always want to dissolve your salt or sugar or whatever it is you have in your vinegar or lemon juice before you add
That
the
is
oil.
a great tip. I never knew that. So we usually do, my basic vinaigrette is always just olive oil, and I like to use white balsamic vinaigrette, and then I'll add my season, like some salt and pepper.
Right.
And it's just really good advice.
Just
to
the
dissolve
salt
it
or
in
the sugar, dissolve it in your vinegar first. I actually do that with my herbs too a lot of times because then your herbs will get nice and soaked before the oil comes and coats them.
That's great advice. I love when I have chefs on the show to learn all these little secret tips that you don't find, in the book or.
Now, meanwhile, I hear this rice vigorously boiling here. I'm just going to cover it and let the steam stay inside so it can cook a bit faster.
Okay.
And let's see. Extra virgin olive oil is what we're using. Again, you can use the oil of your choice. Do try flaxseed on a salad sometime.
I will. I'll have to.
Flaxseed oil smells really good. If you want to cut that lemon up, Marie, and just squeeze the juice in here and be ready to go.
Is the whole thing?
I think so, to get the same amount.
Oh, okay.
Is it a juicy lemon? Does it feel juicy?
Feels pretty. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty juicy.
Yes.
And lots of seeds.
That might be good. Should we taste it?
Yeah. Could make it pretty tart.
I'd like a little more lemon.
A little more?
You like it
Sure.
as is?
I could go either way.
It's a bit sweet.
You tell me. Okay.
Not all of it, maybe just a squeeze or two.
That's really good.
Great.
Good?
Okay, and some fresh pepper to taste, if you like pepper. Does this work? There we go.
Yeah, it should.
And just, however much pepper you prefer. And there you have your dressing, ready to go. So I hear the rice really boiling. I'm going to lower the heat a bit, and a lot of the water has evaporated. Just want some more water there. It's enough water to cover the surface of the rice again.
Okay.
And just put it on medium low. So for the spinach salad, just want to set your spinach in the plate. I have heating lamps at the restaurant. So when somebody orders the salad, we just set it under a heating lamp and let it heat up slowly. You just want it slightly warm. You can always pop it in the microwave as well for just a few seconds. But pile it up really high because you lose about 3/4 of volume of spinach when you cook spinach or heat it.
Yeah.
So you just want to pile it high. This is going to be nice and flat when it comes right back out. We have enough spinach.
Okay.
Some of our toasted almonds, just as much as you like. Some of our pecans. I like to use the whole nuts. It just looks prettier.
It does.
But you can always use, almond slices, almond slivers, pecan pieces, just whatever you like. And we're going to put some fresh raspberries on there.
Okay, before we heat it?
Yes, so they'll get a little bit warm too. We're only going to heat it for a few seconds.
Okay.
So you can get creative with your raspberries. These are nice large raspberries.
Yeah, we were noticing as I was prepping them that they almost look like strawberries. They were so big.
They do. I heard that the fires in California has caused a lot of damages to some of the berry fields.
Oh, no.
So I don't know how much longer we'll have raspberries around. Then we're going to take a few of these and crush them in a bowl and add it to our dressing.
They're so pretty. Love that. It's gorgeous.
Let's see if we can get a bowl to crush a few of the raspberries and
sure.
mix it into the dressing.
Kind of Christmassy almost, you know?
It sure is, isn't it, with the red and the green?
It's a great fall salad. I love it because in the fall, like an icy cold salad never really sounds appetizing.
No,
but
it
once you
doesn't.
get this kind of nutty, warm, hearty, that's a great way to still eat your salad during the winter.
That's absolutely true. Though we don't have much of a winter here, do we?
Right.
Just have a few days.
Yeah. Ooh.
And we all pull out our sweaters and our ski jackets because we're dying to wear them, not because we're cold. There we go. That gives a nice color to our dressing. So we can walk this over to the microwave. Heat it for about 20 seconds. Another ingredient that tastes really good on this is some shaved coconut. If you like coconut, you just take a little bit
Never
of
would have thought of
coconut
that.
and shave it on there just a little bit.
Not the sweetened kind, you would get the...
You can get fresh or you can get unsweetened. Or if you like sweets, why not? You want to add some sweet to your salad? And there we go. There we have our warm spinach salad.
That is gorgeous.
Great thing about this is you can make it ahead of time. If you have your company coming over, you have dinner guests, and all you have to do is just put it in the microwave a little bit. And
then it's warm. Wow.
It's nice and wonderful.
It's good. Okay, so now we're ready to make the shrimp.
Let's move on over to the shrimp.
Okay.
The shrimp has walnuts in it. Again, toast the nuts. I always toast nuts, no matter what I'm using in, even if it's just to snack on. I just like that flavor of toasted nuts.
Great.
So for one portion, you just want about a handful of walnuts. And I'm going to check the rice while that's toasting. All of the water here has evaporated, and my grains look really firm. So I'm just going to add a little more water to the rice and let it cook and get nice and soft. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
So the shrimp requires a cranberry cream sauce. We're going to use a little bit of it, but this sauce can be made ahead of time. You can put it in the fridge. If you do that, however, you want to stir it before using it because it does kind of separate.
Okay.
You can make your cranberry sauce, which is really easy to make, or you can just use canned cranberry sauce. And you want to blend together an equal portion of cranberry sauce and heavy whipping cream.
Okay, this sounds so good. Perfect for Mother's Day too, because it seems like it'll be a nice pink color.
It is. It's really nice and a bit sweet, but with the walnuts and the cumin cut out the sweet. And speaking of the cumin, I'm going to go ahead and add some cumin to the rice.
Okay.
You want to use whole cumin seeds.
Okay.
When you buy the powder of cumin seeds or any herb for that matter, it loses its aroma faster.
Right.
So if you use whole, it has a nice aromatic, and you just want
that's quite a bit.
tablespoon or so. Yes.
Good. Okay. And I was asking Rasheen, well, how do we know equal portions of cranberry in this liquid? She gave me a great tip, which is I should have thought of myself, but didn't. But you just use the cranberry jar and then measure your cream right in there to make sure you have the same amount. So smart. And then I'll just pour that in with my cranberries. And you could do this in a blender or like I'm using my food processor. My personal favorite appliance. Oh, and I guess in a restaurant they call it, what do they call it? Like it's not Scooby-Doo, it's like Turbo Tube or something?
Turbo Tube.
What?
I use a food
Oh, you
processor.
do?
I don't do turbo.
I did
I
it.
have a very small, intimate restaurant. I serve 500 people a night.
Yeah.
So
How many did you see?
we seat 70.
That's pretty big. But
That's good. You just want them to evenly blend.
good?
You're
Good.
good there.
Good there? Oh, yum.
That's so pretty. It
It's like you
matches
can
your
make a
blender
dessert.
now.
Yeah, it
your
does.
Food processor.
I want to make a dessert out of that. So I got kind of from the smaller size, but do you prefer to use Or first, let me ask, do you leave the tail on?
Leave the tail on.
Like with the whole last segment?
Yes,
okay.
We're just going to take off the skin and devein it. Now, you know, it also depends. When I cook for my children at home, I take the tail off. I know they don't want to deal with the tail.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to make your dish look pretty, look elegant, have that professional look to it, you want to leave your tail on.
Gotcha.
And help you with this.
These are actually, they were called Easy Peel at the grocery store. And so they've already been, I think, deveined, right?
Yes, they're deveined, and they have a nice big slit in the back, so all you have to do is easily peel off.
Yeah.
So this is a nice sized shrimp. The size of the shrimp that you use for this dish doesn't really matter all that much.
Okay.
In the restaurant business, we tend to use jumbo shrimp more often, just because that seems like what people like.
Yeah, and it just sounds
want to see nice
better.
big shrimp.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll have the jumbo shrimp. And like every crab cake, so jumbo lump crab just sounds so mouth-watering.
Sounds so Texas.
Yeah, really. Maybe that's
jumbo everything.
Maybe that's where I'm. How many cloves of garlic are we using?
I like garlic. I'm going to use 2 fairly large ones. Okay. Maybe even 3.
Wow,
I like garlic. You can altogether skip the garlic in this recipe if you wanted to, but I like garlic.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good for you.
Is it common in Persian food?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Garlic is a very common ingredient.
Okay.
Garlic and onions. Almost every dish starts with sautéed onions. And I like to add the garlic early on while the butter is still cold. I don't really like to cook my garlic too much. You lose all of that aroma. A lot of dishes I add the garlic at the very end. But on this dish, I don't want to have too strong of a garlic flavor, so I'm going to add it early, but add it while the butter is still cold.
Gotcha. Okay, and you never want to brown your garlic, because that'll make it bitter.
So, that is heating nicely. And
I'm going to spatula or something? Or?
I'm going to use it.
Okay.
Yes, I have one here. I'm going to add the shrimp.
Alrighty.
Let's see, how many should we make?
I have to taste our little cranberry sauce. It looks so good. Oh my god. Oh wow. Tastes like a dessert. Yum.
It does. Now on this dish, if you decide to use olive oil instead of butter, you want to wait for your oil to get hot before you add your shrimp. But because butter burns so fast, I'm just going to go ahead and add the shrimp right away.
See, that's another great tip. I didn't think about that, the difference. Because usually if I was using olive oil, wait for it to get kind of hot, and then kind of sear them.
Right.
So this is a difference.
Right.
Okay, great.
I'm going to turn it up now and start cooking the shrimp. You just cook the shrimp, about 3-4 minutes on each side until it's nice and cooked. Yeah. Then you want to add your walnuts so they can warm up a little bit. We're going to put in the cranberry next. Now, the thing that's important to know about cranberries, cranberry burns very fast. Cranberries, raisins, both of those, the outside skin burns really quickly and turns very bitter. So you want to just put them on at the very end before the liquid goes in. If it sits there in the butter and gets sautéed, it will burn.
Okay.
Now, right after I add the cranberries, which I'm about to do, we're going to add some sauce. Because like I said, we don't want the cranberries to burn, and I'm going to avoid even putting the cranberries on the pan. I'll just put it here over on the shrimp and the walnuts. And you want an equal amount of cranberry and walnut. Okay. But, to taste. If you want to use less than that, you're welcome to. And you can just go ahead and spoon over, about 3 spoons of the sauce. Okay.
This is pretty thick. Does it thin out
at all?
It will
thin out when it heats up. And then we add balsamic vinegar at the end, which gives it a nice tart flavor. It creates a little contrast. This dish is really good. It gives a lot of contrast of flavors and textures to your mouth. So I'm going to just swirl it around and watch that sauce melt and start bubbling.
I see.
And lower it a little bit.
You're exactly right. I never would have come up with this. It's really fascinating.
Oh, it's so yummy. Here we go. Now, while this is cooking, I'm going to lower the heat because really your shrimp is cooked, your ingredients are nice and warm. You're just letting your sauce get a little warm. I'm going to spoon out some rice onto our plate. We want to serve this on top of rice. Can you hand me that rice spatula?
Sure. There you go.
Ooh. Here we have the rice. Can you smell that earthy flavor? Cumin?
Oh, wow.
And one of the reasons I like using cumin in this is because, your dish is a little bit sweet. You have cranberry sauce, you have whole cranberries in there, and this kind of cuts down the sweetness of it a bit.
can see that butter in there, I think. That little.
I think it's the moisture from the added
Oh,
water.
okay. Looks really good.
Now, right before you serve the shrimp, I'm turning it back up. I'm just going to add a dash of balsamic vinegar. It turns the color a little dark, but I like the flavor.
Yeah,
I like the added flavor.
Uh-oh, is it stuck?
I think so.
Pop off easily. I think. There you go.
Just a dash, not too much. And we're going to mix it and pour it right onto the rice.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
Quick presentation.
Oh, wow.
Ready to eat.
That is lovely. Did you want to add a little sprig or two?
Sure,
or
that would be nice.
just for some green color?
Yes. I also like to add a little slice of orange on the side sometimes. And a great dessert, if you do serve this dish, is a nice orange. Because this is a sweet dish. You're not going to feel like having a slice of cake or chocolate.
Right.
But a nice piece of citrus will really just cleanse your palate after you're done with it.
You get some of that garlic flavor.
And as you see, this dish doesn't lend itself to have a side of vegetables, so it's always nice to have a good spinach salad with it.
It's just fabulous.
Oh, great. I'm
Thank
glad you like it. Thank you.
It's just wonderful. Great, great. Thank you so much for coming. And
oh, it was my pleasure, Marie. Thank you for having me.
You taught me so many new little tips and 2 fabulous recipes, so I really
I
appreciate
hope
it.
you can enjoy, and I hope your viewers can make these recipes.
Me
and
too.
enjoy
They
them.
definitely can. Very easy and, you know, all accessible ingredients, which I always like to do. So great. And
very fluid.
Yes, yes.
Say you decide to make it and you don't have raisins, skip it.
Do
Add
something
raisins.
else.
You know,
There you
just
go.
do a nut and a little bit of
Right.
sweet dried fruit, and you'll get the same effect.
Gotcha. Well, if you're willing, we can post these on our website to share with viewers.
Sure.
If you'd like to do that.
That would be absolutely
So
fine.
you can visit my website at www.withmarie.com, or you can email me at marie@withmarie.com for either of these recipes. We have this wonderful shrimp gurdu. Is that correctly?
Yes, and gherdu means walnut.
Walnut. And then we've got our wonderful raspberry spinach salad with the vinaigrette. So 2 lovely dishes by a lovely chef. Thank
You're
you.
so sweet. Thank you. It was a pleasure to do this.
Thanks again. And is Shiraz open every night, San Antonio?
Shiraz is, we don't serve lunch. We're open for dinner only Monday through Saturday.
Wonderful. Well, I can't wait to stop by.
I would love that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marie.
We hope to see you next time.
Let's spend some time together. Let's spend some time.